604 more stems than Tom. So when I look at sentence number 1, what I want to do is I want to quickly draw a model. True? Yeah. I want to draw a model first. So I say CT, Tom. All right. I'm going to show that CD is how much more than Tom? 604. And my model has to be small or big? Big. As small as possible, can? As big as possible? As big as possible. Correct or not? Because I want it to be clear. You understand? So I have this first. Then I want to show that Tom is actually smaller or greater. As a smaller or bigger for Tom.
Smaller.
Definitely smaller. Correct or not? All right. CT is how much more? 604 more. Do you agree so far? Does that make sense to you? Very good. Okay, now, so once I'm done with this, I want to move on to sentence number 2, right? Like what I've always said, right? I say that to never read the whole sentence. After CD had given 902 stems to Tom, who gave who? CT gave, CT gave. So, you see, we know that CT had given 902, right? So we are going to cross this out. Agree so far? And then we are going to show it in Tom. Am I making sense here? So Tom is like, yay, I have 604 over here. But guess what? CT is giving way more than 604. You agree so far? How much more?
More than that.
Yeah, more than 604. Actually, in total is how much? 902. You agree so far? All right. Now, my question to you is this, right? How much is this? We don't know. Do we know or do we not know?
902 minus 6.
Very good. 902 minus 604. Okay, 902 minus 604. So 902 minus 604, we get to an answer of 298. All right, so we will just put 298 over here. Do you agree or disagree? Okay.
Agree.
Now, where did this 298 come from? It came from here. You agree so far? So we're going to exit as well. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Okay, so let me just repeat this part. Now, why is it that I said this 298 came from here? Because CT gave to Tom. Agree or not? So CT said, I'm going to give you 902, correct? So 902 has to be more than 604. You agree? So it has to come from here. Am I making sense here?
Yeah.
Am I making sense here? You sure?
Yeah.
100%?
Yeah.
200%?
Yeah.
300%?
Yeah.
Okay, very good. So this is 298. Agree so far? Now, what I like to do is I like to tell my students, hey, draw the arrow to see. All right? To see how is it given. You agree so far? Yeah. Another thing that I want to do, right, is to make sure what is this called? Mirror image. Am I making sense here? Yeah. Again, okay?
Yeah.
Now, after this, okay, what I can do next is this, obviously move on to sentence number 3. Right? He, as in Tom had 4 times as many stems as her as in city. Am I making sense here? Right? If Tom has 4 times, it means that Tom is 4 units. You agree or not? Okay, so if Tom is 4 units, where exactly is 4 units? Okay, 4 units is basically everything from here all the way to here. Am I making sense here? Yeah. So this is actually how many units? 4 units. Am I making sense? Yeah. If Tom is 4 units, city must be 1 unit. Am I making sense? All right, city must be 1 unit, okay? All right, if Tom is 4 units, city has to be 1 unit, correct or not? Because city is my hidden information. Agree or disagree? All right, if I am 10 units, you are always 1 unit. Agree? Okay, you must always remember that. The moment I say Tom had 4 times, immediately tell me Tom is 4 units, city is 1 unit. Tom is 4 units, city is 1 unit. Am I making sense? So city is 1 unit. Where do you think is 1 unit come up? All right, so basically it's just this box. Can you understand what I'm saying? Whatever that I have X'd out, you can just ignore for now. Because I have already given it to Tom. Am I making sense? Yeah. Now, if this is 1 unit, then this is also 1 unit. Am I making sense here? Yeah. Yes. Okay. All right. Why is it that if this is 1 unit, this is also 1 unit? Because we mirror image. Yeah. Now, what else can you see? If this whole thing is 4 unit, then how much is this? Can you see it? Whatever that is over here. Can you see whatever that is over here? Yeah. Whatever that is over here will be 3 units. Agree so far? So we are going to confidently write down that 3 units is actually equals to 298 plus 604 plus 298 again. Am I making sense here? Yeah. So 3 units is actually equals to 298 plus 604 plus 298 again. We get to 1,200. That is my 3 units. Okay? Yeah. Once I have this, I know already. What is it that I need to do? I need to get to Mr. Greenman. Always get to Mr. Greenman. What is Mr. Greenman? Mr. Greenman is my 1 unit. Am I making sense? So 1 unit is basically 1,200 divided by 3. Okay? And I know that 1 unit is actually equals to 400. The moment you have Mr. Greenman, you can read the question. What is the question asking us to find? The question says, how many stems did Tom have at first? This is the tricky part. I say that again. How many stems did Tom have at first? You need to ask yourself.
Only have 1.
And what else? Tom did not only have 1 unit at first. Tom had 1 unit. You follow my cursor, okay? And also this 298. The dotted lines actually came from who? CT. Am I making sense here? So the importance of dotted lines, you know why is it that we use dotted lines? Because dotted line tells you that, hey, this isn't what I have at first. Make sense?
Yeah.
So Tom have how much? I'm just going to highlight in pink. Tom is basically everything over here, which is 1 unit, and the 298. Am I making sense here? All right, so to find Tom, we will just have to say Tom, this is Tom at first, okay? Not Tom in the end, Tom at first. At first means before receiving from CT. So Tom at first, all right, what is Tom at first? Tom at first will then be 400 plus, how much? Plus 298. Okay, and therefore Tom had $698 at first, and this is my answer for this question. Now, for question number 12, right, it is an area and perimeter question. True? Now, what we like to do is we love to do one thing, and that is to always make sure we write down all of the measurements. You agree so far? So if this is 4, you see, if this is 4, right, what is this? This must be 4. True? Because we call this the mirror image. Am I making sense here? So I know that everything over here is 12. Am I making sense? And then I know that this is 4, I know this is 4. But teacher Joseph, how can you assume that these two rectangles are the same? I didn't assume. According to the question, it says that they are
identical.
Thank you very much. If they are identical, it means that they are the, you get what I'm trying to say? All right, so over here, this must also be 12. Isn't it true? Not the whole thing. Make sense? All right, so then this is also 12. Does that make sense to you? So what I can do now is I can find the area of one rectangle. So one rectangle is 12 times 4. True?
Yeah.
True? All right, so when we do 12 times 4, what happens is this, right? We get to 8 over here. 4 times 1, we get to 4. Agree so far? All right, so this is 48 centimeters square. Okay, this is only the area of one rectangle. Now, but the question says the area of the figure, correct? The area of the figure, isn't that equals to 2 rectangle? You agree or disagree? Agree, yeah? So 48 times 2, what exactly is that? So we can do 48 times 2. You see over here, you get 8 times 2 is equals to 16. Agree? 4 times 2, 8. 8 plus 1, 9. Am I making sense here? So therefore, this is 98 centimeters square. And that is the reason why your answer has to be option number 1. Is that Javier has a rectangular paper measuring 31 by 15 cm as shown below. So that is the big piece of rectangular paper. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Okay, now this person wants to cut out. Okay, this person wants to cut out small squares from a rectangular piece of paper. You can see that this is a rectangular piece of paper. I am Javier Joseph decided to cut out some small pieces of square, okay, measuring what? What is the measurement of the square? 2 cm by 2 cm from this rectangular paper. Am I making sense here? Right, so my question to you, if you were to look at this diagram, it is basically how many squares can you cut out? You agree so far?
Yeah.
Okay, so I am going to say it on record. Listen up very carefully, okay? I know a lot of you will do this. Teacher Joseph, I know I will use area of the paper, the rectangular paper, divided by area of the square. That is wrong. You can never do that whenever I want to cut out something. Then do what? Guess. Cannot be guessing, right? How about drawing out? Also cannot be drawing out, right? How long do you need to draw? You need a lot of time to draw, correct? So I like to do it this way, okay? I like to ask myself first, how many squares can I cut out on the length? What is the length? The length is 31, right? So how many 2 cm can I have on the length? Agree so far?
Yeah.
How many 2 cm can I have on the length? Because 31, you see, what I can do is just 31 divided by 2. Am I making sense here?
Yeah.
Right? My question to you is, how many 2 cm can I have on my length? You agree so far?
Yeah.
How many 2 cm? So I'm just going to find the length first. Okay? So that's the reason why I do 31 divided by 2. For example, if I have a 10 cm line, then I tell you, okay, each paper is 2 cm. How many 2 cm can I have?
10 divided.
Which is 5, correct? Not 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. You agree so far? Now I'm just changing the numbers to 31. You agree so far?
Yeah.
So how many 2 cm can I have on my length? We do 31 divided by 2. Am I making sense here?
Yeah.
Now, when I do 31 divided by 2, okay, I'm just going to show it to you, okay? All right, 2, 1, 2 minus 1, bring down the 1, we put a 5 over here. Agree or disagree? We get to 1. That's a remainder 1. Agree? Right? Because 30 is not a multiple of 2. So this 15 is what? We will write 15 remainder 2, okay? But I want what? I want the full square. I want a full square. I don't want a square that is only half. Do you understand? So therefore, I would say, haha, Javier, you can only get 15 small square on the length. So I have this remainder 1. Am I making sense here?
Yeah.
But what I want is a what? Full square. Some of my students say, Teacher Joseph, Javier wants what? 15 what? Small whole square or full square. Am I making sense here? You know what's a full square?
Yeah.
Cannot be half one. You understand what I'm saying? So that's the reason why I round down. So that means I can put 15 small square where? On the length.
Yeah.
Am I making sense here? Once I'm done with length, I go to the breadth. I go to the breadth and ask myself, you see, if I were to show you this paper again, the breadth is over here, correct or not? How many small square can I put? How many small square can I put? This is for the breadth. Am I making sense here?
Yeah.
So for the breadth itself, it will be 15 divided by 2 as well. Agree?
Yeah.
Okay, what is 15 divided by 2? We are going to use the division umbrella to help us. 2, 7, 14. Am I making sense here?
Yeah.
Wow, it means that I have a remainder 1. Agree or disagree?
Agree.
That means to say I can have 7 full square. What do? I have to change this to 7 small square. Am I making sense here?
Yeah.
I will ignore the remainder. Why?
Because we need 7 full squares.
Yeah, I want full square. The remainder is only a bit of the square.
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to tell you is this, on my breadth, yay, I can put 7 full square. Yes. And I have a small little gap over here that I cannot put any square. Can you understand so far?
Yeah.
Okay, so my length and my breadth is done. Is that all the squares that I have? No, you must remember, what is the question asking you? The greatest, that means how many square can I put over here? You see, when I highlight or when I shade what is inside, isn't it true that I'm asking you for the area? You agree or disagree?
Yeah.
So all I need to do over here, I just say the greatest number of square will be 15 times 7. Am I making sense here? Why is it 15 times 7? Because I want to find the area. You agree so far? Right? How many, you see, if you were to look at this paper of mine, you see, I count here. Hey, what about in between? What about the middle? Agree so far? So we just have to do 15 times 7. Isn't it everything already?
Yeah.
Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
So that's the reason why when I do 15 times 7, I will get to an answer of 105. And 105 is the greatest number of square that I can cut from this rectangular paper. So short x sewed 4 times. So we are going to say short x is 1, 2, 3, 4. Can see that? Then short y sewed twice as many cars as short z. So you want short y to be 2 units so that z can be 1 unit, right? Yes, but you must remember about x, you cannot forget about x. Make sense?
Yeah.
So x is 4 times. 4 times means you times 4.
Yeah.
Of y. When you times 4 of y, x will be how many units? 8 units. True?
Yeah.
Am I making sense here? Now, what else did they say? Shop Z sold 602 fewer cars than shop X. Shop Z sold 602 fewer cars than shop X. That means everything over here is 602. Now from here itself, right, how many units equals to 602? Let's count together.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You agree so far?
Yeah.
So we can confidently say, all right, that 7 units is actually equals to 602. Am I making sense here?
Yeah.
So we are going to get to Mr.
Greenman.
Always get to Mr. Greenman first, which is my 1 unit.
1 unit.
How do we get to Mr. Greenman? We just have to do 602 divided by 7. Agree or disagree? Let's count in multiples of 7, okay? Now, so to find 1 unit, I will have to do 602 divided by 7. Let's count in multiples of 7, okay? 7, 14, 21, 28. Come, you count. You count.
7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 42, 42, and 56, and 49, and 56, and 63, and 70.
Okay, 49, then 63. Or you said 56.
Yeah.
So 7, 8, 56. Correct? Correct or not?
Yeah.
So 60 minus 56, you get to 4. Agree so far? So you want to bring down the 2. Am I making sense here?
Steps.
Very good. So we have a very good. So we minus, all right, and we get to 86. So my Mr. Greenman is 86, correct? So when Mr. Greenman is out, what are you supposed to do? Mr. Greenman is out, you want to quickly read the question, right?
Yeah.
The question says, how many cars did shop Z sell? You tell me.
Shop Z 1 unit. So our answer is 86.
This is what I meant by getting to your answer naturally. You understand? If you focus on the process, you will get to the destination, the answer, very naturally. But if you keep focusing on the answer, you lose sight of the process. Right now?
Yeah.
So you have to focus on the what? On the process or on the answer?
On
the process, on the how do I do this? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you have, how do you make sure that you have a good process? You need to do it part by part. Okay? Now, so yay, 2 marks in my pocket. 2 more marks to go, right? Not for second question, all right?
Yeah.
Second question says, how many cars did the 3 shops X, Y, Z sell altogether? Look at this. How many units are there? You tell me. 11 units, right? So for shop X, it's 8 units. Shop Y is 2 units. Shop Z is 1 unit. So therefore, in total, it's just 11 units. You agree so far?
Yeah.
So if 1 unit is 86, 11 units, isn't that true? It will be 86 times 11. Am I making sense here? All right. So once I have this, I will get to an answer of 946. Now, I'm going to show you how I multiply. So do it together with me. 6 times 1, 6. 8 times 1, 8. Add a 0. You see, speak to yourself. Agree? 1 times 6, 6. 1 times 8, 8. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
All right. Add them up together. We get 6 over here. What do you get over here? 14. You agree so far? That is the reason why my answer has to be 946 cars in total. Jamie read 2/9 of a book on Monday. Write down what you know. Focus on the process. What are you going to write? Monday is equals to 2/9. You got 1/3. Am I making sense here? And the remaining pages, sentence number 3, and the remaining pages on Wednesday. True? And the remaining pages on Wednesday. What is the remaining pages? Do we know? We don't know, correct or not? But can we find? Yes, we can. Right? So all I need to do is really to just make the denominators the same first. Agree or not? Because we are talking about the same book. How can the total number of pages for the same book be different? Denominator means what? The total. Right? If the denominator of something or the denominator of the same book is different, something is wrong. So we have to make the denominator the same. Am I making sense here?
After.
Okay. So Wednesday will then be 9 over 9, because 9 over 9 is my total, minus 2 over 9, minus 3 over 9. Agree so far? All right, and over here, you will get to an answer of 9 over 9 minus 2 over 9 minus 3 over 9. We will, so 2 over 9 and 3 over 9 is 5 over 9, right? So this is 4 over 9. Am I making sense here?
Yeah.
Have I answered the question?
Um.
You see, you didn't even realize that I'm answering the question, isn't it? You didn't realize, you know why? Because I never care about my answers. I only care about what am I going to do for each of the sentence. Then I check, hey, yo, I got my answer already. Yeah. Now, what fraction of the book did she read on Wednesday? Done. Do I need to further simplify? No. Can you understand?
Yeah.
Now, so when I go on to B, all right, of course, I don't even want to read B, okay? I just want to look at sentence number. Where are we right now? We are on sentence number 4. True? What is sentence number 4? She read 25 more pages on Tuesday than on? Make sense?
Yeah.
What does it mean to say 20? So what is this 25? This 25 is equals to what? The difference, correct or not?
Yeah.
The difference for Tuesday and, right? So difference between Tuesday and Monday, correct? So this is basically, the word more means that it is the difference. You agree so far?
Yeah.
So Tuesday, right? For Tuesday, how many units for Tuesday? Are you able to tell me for Tuesday how many units? Tuesday will be 3 units. Okay, then you tell me Monday how many units. Thank you. This 25 more is how many units?
It is.
Thank you. Because we do 3 units minus 2 units, isn't it? Agree or disagree? All right, 25. So 1 unit equals to 25. Am I making sense here?
Yeah.
Mr. Greenman is out?
Yeah.
Then celebrate. Or read the question first. And celebrate, okay? Okay, Mr. Greenman is out. Now we read the question. What does the question wants us to find? How many pages were there in the... How many units am I supposed to find?
9.
Thank you very much. Because pages in the book is the total. How do I get from 1 to 9? I times 9.
Yeah.
When I do something to my left, I must do something to my... So that's why I times 9 again. You agree or disagree? All right. So when I do 25 times 9, what happens is this, right? Is that I will get to 225. Agree so far?
Yeah.
All right. I can do the multiplication to show you. All right. 9 times 2 is 18. 18 plus 4, that is 225. Am I making sense here? And therefore, your answer for this question has to be 225. The perimeter of the shaded rectangle is what? 48 cm. The perimeter of the shaded perimeter. What is the meaning of perimeter? That means the
outside.
So we have to at least highlight first, right? Make sense?
Yeah.
Now, the perimeter of the shaded rectangle, this is the shaded rectangle, true? Now, let's ask ourselves, okay? We do not know, okay? One thing that we don't know is we don't know the measurements here. You agree so far?
Yeah.
But do you know that I can actually call all of this, whenever I don't know something, I'm just going to call them 1 unit. Is that okay? Okay, you call it 1 unit first. I just want you to write down your 1 unit. And then I want you to tell me naturally, right, what is the next 1 unit? True? After that, followed by? Right. Then can we do mirror image? Wow. So you actually know. What else? All of the measurements must be written down. You get what I'm trying to say? All of the measurements must be written down. What else? Let's ask ourselves, what is this?
So 1 unit.
Yeah, why?
Because all 4 rectangles are identical and the
Yeah, that's so good. Give me a 5. You're absolutely correct. You understand what I'm saying? Because they're all identical, right?
Yeah.
So isn't this the breadth of the rectangle?
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying? When I don't know something, I put 1 unit. What is this?
3 units.
Thank you. Why? Why is it 3 units? You guessed. Fairy godmother gave you the answer. Why? Tell me. Thank you. Yeah, you see, a lot of people missed out the word identical. They think identical, yeah, identical meant nothing. I don't care. Blah. But identical meant a lot. Identical meant same. You understand what I'm saying? So I kept putting the word same, but did you put the word same? You get what I'm trying to say? So therefore, whatever that is over here is also 3 units. Agree or disagree? And now we know this is they are telling us the perimeter of the shaded rectangle. It's only the shaded rectangle. Okay, the shaded rectangle is everything over here. Can you see that? So what do you think I can do now? Since I know the perimeter of this is the shaded rectangle, correct? What can I do now? Perimeter means you add, right? That means you add everything, correct or not? So what does it mean to you? You see the whole pink colored part is actually 48 cm. That's what they're trying to tell you. Our job is to always find Mr. Green Man, right? 1 unit, right? Correct or not? But before I find 1 unit, I need to do something about the 48. You can see this is the perimeter. So this whole thing, everything add up equals to 48, you know?
Only this?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because they say shaded one. Correct or not? Shaded is just this one. True?
Yeah.
So what are you going to do? How are you going to get to 48? Or what are you going to say? How much is equals to 48? Thank you. Thank you. So the key word that I used that really helped you to think was how many units equals to 48? Right? When I say that, you immediately understood, is it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So 3 units plus 1 unit plus 3 units plus 1 unit. Correct or not?
Yeah.
This is equals to 48. Correct? So how many units equals to 48? So you say 3 plus 1 plus 3 plus 1. 3 plus 3 is 6, right? 7, 8. So 8 units is equals to 48. Am I making sense here?
Yeah.
Once I know 8 units is equals to 48, I want to get to Mr. Green
Man.
Boy. Man. 1 unit is equals to, how do I get from 8 to 1? I divide by 8. When I do something to my left, I must do something to my right. So 48 divided by 8, you all know how 1 unit is 6, correct? Is the answer 6? No, Mr. Greenman is out already. Then now, what you can do is tell yourself, yay, Mr. Greenman is here. I'm so close to my answer, and I can now read the question. What is the question asking us to find? What is the area? Very good. We are going to find 3 units, correct? And this, you see, I add a caption. I put L over here. L means loser, correct or not? No, L means what? Left. Length. Thank you very much. So over here, we do 3 times 6. Agree so far? So we know that the length of the rectangle is 18. Yeah. What do you think is the breadth of the rectangle? What is the breadth of the rectangle?
The breadth of the rectangle.
Very good. So which is 6. Isn't that true? Now from here itself, isn't it true that I can actually find the area already? Yeah. Right, because area means length times the breadth. Agree or not? 18 times 6. Very good. So we are going to multiply over here. 18 times 6. 8 times 6 that gives me how much? 48. Agree or disagree? 6 times 1, 6 plus 4. Wow, we are all losing our voice. I'm also like losing my voice today. 108 centimeters square. Am I making sense here? And tada, 2 marks in my pocket. Right? It says, what is the perimeter of rectangle ABCD? Can you tell me?
So 1 unit is equal to 6, so 6.
No, yeah, okay. I know you know that, but I want you to write out first. Perimeter of rectangle ABCD, okay, is what? How many units? How many units? How many units? Tell me the total. Not just go with this, okay? Ask yourself, what is the length in units? What is the length in units? Very good. So we say 4 units plus 3 units plus 4 units plus 3 units. Am I making sense here?
Yeah.
4 plus 3 is 7. Double of 7 is how much? 14 units. Agree so far? So if I know that 1 unit is already 6, you know, right? To find 14 units, all I need to do is ask myself, right? How do I get from 1 to 14? Agree? Yeah. When I do something to my left, I must do something to my right. Very good. So 14 times 6. When I do 14 times 6, 4 times 6, that gives me how much? 24. 6 times 1, 6 plus 2, that gives me Am I making sense here?
Yeah.
So we get to 84 cm. Okay, so therefore your answer for B has to be 84 centimeters. Poppy paid $375 for 4 similar watches and 5 similar headphones. So what I want to do, write down what you know, correct or not? So 4 watches, so we say 4W plus 5 headphones, HP, okay? Is actually equals to $375. Can you see that?
Yeah.
This is for who? Who is this for? Poppy. Not puppy, Poppy. Now, after that, we move on to sentence number 2, right? Melody. What did Melody do? Melody, she paid $160 less for 2 similar watches. So 2 watches and 3 similar headphones plus 3 headphones is equals to 160. Can you see this?
Yeah.
Wow. Did she pay 160? No, you must read carefully. Don't say yeah to everything I say.
No, less.
Yeah, you get what I'm trying to say? So therefore it will be, tell me. 375. You agree so far? So 2 watches plus 3 headphones is equals to 375 minus 160. 7 minus 6, 1, 3 minus 2, 1, 5. Alright, so therefore your answer for A is actually how much? 215. Can you see that? Now, so A is very easy. 1 mark in your pocket. Saying 1 mark in my pocket. Okay. Now the question in B says, what was the cost of a headphone? How do you find the cost of a headphone? So, yeah, how do you find the cost of a headphone? We call this repeated identity. What is repeated identity? The meaning of repeated identity is something repeats itself. Do you remember? It's called repeated identity. Do you remember that? Okay. Now, so you have to remember all of these concepts. Is that okay? We put RI to help people to remember better. Can? It's called RI. Okay, RI stands for repeated identity. Can? Now, so we know Poppy. Let's talk about Poppy first. Okay, Poppy, 4W plus 5HP is equals to 375. Well, for Melody, we learned, okay, for Melody is 2W plus 3HP is equals to 215. Make sense?
Yeah.
Now, but Teacher Joseph, what is the question asking us to find? The question wants you to find what? Headphone, which is HP, correct? Now, if the question wants you to find HP, right? You only want HP, correct?
Yeah.
So I want to remove away my watches. How do I remove away my watches? How do I remove away my watches? How do I remove away my watches? I have to make it the
Same.
Make sense? How do I make it the same? I times 2, I times 2, I times 2. Am I making sense here?
Yeah.
Teacher Joseph, why you times 2? Because look at, over here is 4, right? In math, when something is the same, what can I do? I can cancel away. Do you agree so far?
Yeah.
So this is 4 watch plus 6 headphones is equals to, what is 215 times 2? So I do this. You agree so far? 2 times 1, 2 plus 1, 3. 2 times 2, 4.
430.
Can you see that this is 430?
Yeah.
Am I making sense here?
Yeah.
So when watches are the same, what can I do? I can karate chop, 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 because they are the same. You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Right? I don't want to have so many mystery boxes. So many things to care about, correct? But the question is only asking for headphones. So I want to remove everything and focus on headphones only. Make sense?
Yeah.
So I karate chop. So I chop away what is the same. You see? Can you see these 6 headphones? Can you see this? And can you see this?
Yeah.
When I minus, I get to what? When I do 6 headphones minus 5 headphones, I get to?
1.
Isn't that what the question wants us to find? And then over here is just 430 minus away, how much? 375. Do you agree so far?
Where do you get the 375?
430 over here, 375 over here.
Oh, okay.
Make sense? Because I have removed the watches, correct or not? So then I look at this as 1, 5 headphones. Can you see these 6 headphones? Can you see that? Correct or not? So 6 minus 5 is 1, correct or not? So 430 minus 430 minus 375. So we minus, we get 2, 10, 5, cancel, 3, 1. Over here we get 5, 0. So we get to 1 headphone is actually equals to how much? $55. Okay, so therefore your answer for this question has to be $55. Now, how to solve a question like this? As you can see over here, it says that 3 apples and 1 honeydew cost how much? $7.17, right? So this is sentence number 1. True. So we are going to say 3A plus 1H. Okay, we will just put H as honeydew lah. Is that okay? All right, it's actually equals to how much? $7.17. Agree? Okay, so that's sentence number 1. True. Now, then we go on to sentence number 2. Sentence number 2 says 2 apples. So we say 2 apples plus 1 honeydew is equals to 6.27. Agree? What is the question asking us to find?
The question is asking us to find the total cost of 2 apples.
If the question wants apples, do I need to care about honeydews?
No.
So I want to make honeydews the same, so that I can remove honeydews. It's already the same. Very good. So if it's already the same, shouldn't I just remove it like that? Then after that, what can I do? I can do 3 apples minus 2 apples, isn't it? Can you understand?
Yeah.
So this is a concept called repeated what? Identity. Am I making sense here?
Yeah.
All right. So 3 apple minus 2 apple, that gives me 1 apple. Agree? 1 apple is actually equals to $17. Sorry, not $17, but $7. 1 apple is actually equals to $7.17 minus away $6.27. Do you agree? So 1 apple is actually equals to how much? $7.17 minus away $6.27. We get to 90 cents. Agree or disagree?
Okay.
Now, but is the question asking for 1 apple?
No, 2 apples. So 90 times 2.
Make sense?
Yeah.
All right. Therefore, we get to $1.80. And this is my answer for this question. Okay, so what you can see over here, right, is this. Is that A, B, C, D, and C, E, F, G are squares. Can you see this is a square? Right, because the moment you see that these are squares, what is it that you have to do? You have to quickly write down all of the measurements, isn't it? And then we can see the bigger square, right? Measurements must be written down. Am I making sense here?
Yeah.
All right. What else? MFPN is a... You see? What am I doing? I'm always breaking down my sentences. So we know that MP is 4 times the length of AB, you know. What is the length of AB? The length of AB is 3 only. You agree so far?
Yeah.
Then MP will be what? 3 times 4. Isn't that equals to 12? Do you agree so far?
Yeah.
All right. So MP is, as you can see over here, this is 12. Am I making sense here?
Yeah.
Make sense?
Yeah.
Right. So if this is 12, can I find out what is this? Can I find out what is this? I just have to simply do 12 minus away. Very good. And that gives me 5. So MG is actually equals to 12 minus away 7. That gives me 5. Okay. And therefore my answer for this question has to be 5CM. Now, Jill saves $612. Correct? So Jill saves $612. So what we are going to write down is Jill is equals to $612. Can you see that? Now, we read sentence number 2. All right, in sentence number 2, it says that she saves 6 times as much as her brother Tom. Correct or not?
Yeah.
So we know it's 612 divided by 6. Am I making sense here?
Yeah.
Okay. So that is 612 divided by 616 minus 0. Bring down 1, you add a 0 over here. You bring down 2, you have 2 over here. 12 minus minus. So this Tom is $102. Do you agree or disagree? Yeah, what is the question asking? The question says, how much must she as in who is the she? Jill, right? Give Tom so that both of them have an equal amount of money, right? So how much must Jill give to Tom? Because Jill has more, agree? So what we will do is we will find their total first. Am I making sense here? We will find their total. So their total is 612 plus 102. Am I making sense here? All right, now when we are done finding their total, so 612 plus 102, we get to an answer of 714. Make sense?
Yeah.
The moment we are done finding their total, we are going to find the equal amount. What is the equal amount? 714 divided by 2. Does that make sense to you? So both of them will need to have 357. Understand?
Yeah.
Jill wants to get to 357. Tom also wants to get to 357. Correct or not? My question to you, Shamvita, is how much must Jill give to Tom? How much must Jill give to Tom? You see, this is the question mark over here. Correct or not? Because Jill has 612 first. Jill wants to get to 357. Why is it 357? Because 357 is the equal amount.
Yeah.
Right? So how much is how do I find this question mark? I just have to do 612 minus away 357. Am I making sense here? Alright, so when I do 612 minus 357, I'll get to 255. Agree?
Yeah.
So Jill must give 255 to Tom. Make sense?
Yeah.
So you can see this will be plus 255. Correct? Because Tom received from Jill, and then Jill will have to be minus 255.